it has no effect whatsoever. It's what I mentioned earlier in the season. We're trying to build the strongest roster ever. So you need players that are flexible, can play in different positions because of how it works in the MLS. If you build a roster, the salary cap, so you need players, in my opinion, that can play in several positions. Raul gives us that flexibility. Justin gives us that flexibility. The same goes for Pepe, also a very flexible player. So that means that we can set up the team in any shape that we like and still stay true to our principles. So it doesn't matter who plays.
Thank you.
We'll go with Scott.
Hey, Coach, how are you? Scott Church and Streampunk Soccer.
Hi, Scott.
Hey, congratulations, playoff bound for the first time in your career with NYCFC. But talk a little bit in this case. Charlotte had 2 PKs. I believe it was 5 yellow cards in this case, but that usually doesn't come out of nowhere. Talk about whatever aggressiveness was involved to formulate and cause that to happen. Thanks.
That's an interesting one. As we talked about yesterday in the press conference, I think Charlotte has become a very solid team throughout the season, defensively very well organized. So for us, it was very important in our strategy to get this first goal in whatever way. The penalty moment is there. There's pressure in their box, and they can't get away from it. And that's how we get the penalties. So we get them in a defensive structure where they were struggling at those moments, which gave us obviously a good lift in the game because you're 2-0 up, and then their defensive structure has to open up. For us, it's the 3rd game in 8 days, so you could feel the legs at some point in the game, and we changed our setup defending on our own half a little bit, which allowed us to play more from transition as well. And then you stay in the game, and apart from the penalty that we conceded, we didn't give any chances away.
Javier?
Hey, Javier, City Boys.
Hi, Javier.
Hey, I know every year the expectation is to win a championship, right? But you guys just clinched a playoff spot. What was the goal before you took the job on this first season? Was it playoffs? What was like the bare minimum, and what do you think of making the playoffs?
Well, the things that I agreed with taking on this project was playing for a top 4 spot in general. And then it's about how you get there, of course, and how you build your roster. And that's the interesting part, because that's the first experience for me working in the MLS. So when certain people were getting a little bit nervous that we didn't sign any players, and when Santi left, people were like, what's going on? There's no DP coming in. But our strategy is very clear, and that's what I committed to, and that's why we got Raul at the point that we got him. Same goes for Aiden, same goes for Nico, because we believe that we can build a roster that can be competitive throughout the whole season for many seasons. So now we've clinched the playoff spot, which is obviously a success, but we want more. We still have a few games to go and still 12 points to gain, and then we'll see where we'll finish. And once the league is finished, the season is finished, then we'll start to focus on the playoffs.
We'll go with Mark, followed by JR.
Hi, Coach. Mark
Hi.
Radigan, Hudson River Blue. Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
Kind of building off of that, you're 53 points on the season. That's the 6th most in a single season in club history.
Mm-hmm.
Considering that there are 4 games left and that this is just your first season with the club, there's obviously much more room to grow, continue to go up those rankings. But just what does that mean to you to see success like that game to game in your first season, knowing that this was going to take a little bit of time to impose your own sort of imprint on the squad and with those goals that you set out at the start of the year?
Yeah, it's a good question. I have to give credits to my team and my staff for that, because I can have the ideas and the training schedule and the approach and the philosophy, but they have to do the work, and they have to understand which direction I want to go with them. So, as I said, that's a big credit to the team for understanding and also putting up with the hard stuff and the hard work that it takes in order to grow, because they're very open-minded and very coachable as well. So if you look throughout the seasons, we've had some bumps. There's been a conversation around we play better in the top games than we do when we play teams below us. But that's not my approach. The approach is every game should be a final. Every game you have to play like it's your last game on earth. And that's a mentality thing. You won't be as good as your last game or maybe 2 games ago, but you have to improve every time. And that is the focus that we have. And again, that's a big compliment to the team, sticking with me and listening to my ideas and trying to improve. And that's basically the story.
JR?
Hey, Coach. JR DeBart, Blue City Radio.
Hi, JR.
Obviously, like, great win today, and then coming off of a great win on Wednesday in the last minute there.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful day out. Hard to be upset, really, at anything. Do you, as a coach, you see that you scored 2 penalty kick goals, maybe like no goals in run of play? Is that something that just, like, sticks out to you, or is a concern, like, going to the next game, or are you just all positive coming out of this game?
No, obviously there are always things that you need to improve, like I explained just now, and that's nothing different than how we approach every game or analysis post game, because you can play as good as you want, but you have to improve and be better for the next game. On the penalties, though, yeah, it's part of the game. So if you get 2 penalties and you win the game, that's what it is. We had a couple of opportunities today from open play as well, and we didn't finish that off well enough, but. As I mentioned, there's still a lot to improve every time.
Final one, Daniel.
Hey, Coach, 2 questions. One is you beat Columbus Crew, which is a very good team. You beat Charlotte, who have won 9 in a row.
It's not me who beat them.
I'm sorry, not you.
It's us.
Well, the team has.
Yeah, it's us.
What do you tell the team to keep their confidence up but not get to a point of maybe arrogant? So it's a big game against Inter Miami coming up and the Red Bulls. How do you keep them level? And then second question is, work's done at 2:30. What do you do with the rest of your Saturday afternoon?
What's the other games? The other MLS games, I'm going to watch them at night. I'll probably watch back a few Premier League and Bundesliga games as well. Get some more inspiration and see what I can use in my own approach. Because I'm a big fan of football in general, so I like to watch the games and helps me relax. The other question, that's a good one. Like I said to your colleague just now, they have to sometimes realize when I approach them in meetings, either as a team or in units, this is one of the topics. You have to stay very humble and realize how we got to this point. 53 points is good, but there's still 12 points to gain. So you have to stay hungry for more. And once you become arrogant or you start to slow down, that's when you don't improve anymore and you start slacking. And that's one of the things in my approach from day one when I stepped into the building in January is something I stand for. I will simply not allow it. Not one moment, not one day, not 1 minute. So everything is based on a high performance mindset, high performance standards, and big credits to the team for sticking up with me and believing in that vision. But it takes a lot of hard work and dedication.